Welcome to your 12-minute total body workout. All you'll need today is a pair of medium dumbbells and also an optional mat. I'll preview each exercise before we begin. We're going to do a total of 5 exercises, 8 reps each, and we'll complete this circuit twice. All right, the first exercise is a push press and a side squat. This is your preview. All right, ready? And let's begin. 8 reps. All right, that's 1. Big side step, 2. And 3. Control the weight, strong core. 4. And see if you can step a little bit wider. 5. Again, engage the core, stay strong there. 6. Let's get 2 more. 7. And last one, 8. All right, nice work. All right, here's a preview of the next exercise. It's a lat row and a front raise. So we'll hinge from the hips, row and squeeze the back, and then lift up shoulder height to a front raise. Ready, and let's begin. And that's 1. Good, really squeeze the back, think about those muscles. And 2, working shoulders here on the front raise. Squeeze the back. Lift and control, 3. Squeeze 4. And you want to have a weight that's challenging enough to make it difficult to get through the last couple of reps. Good, that's 5. Squeeze. And 6, lowering the weight a little bit slower, controlling the weight. 7, and let's get 1 more. All right, nice work. All right, moving on. Third exercise is going to be a lateral raise and a reverse lunge. Here's your preview. So the weights will come up about shoulder height with a big step back into the reverse lunge. Let's begin. 1. Good. 2. Big step back. 3. Again, only coming up shoulder height. 4. Now control those weights on the lift and the lowering. 5. 6. 2 more. 7 and 8. Nice work. All right, let's move on. We're going to go to the floor for the next exercise. It's going to be a renegade row. We're going to do this in what's called bear, where the wrists are underneath the shoulders and the knees will be underneath the hips. So engage your core, and we're going to row with the right arm and then the left. All right. Now you can keep your knees on the floor if you need to. This is a pretty challenging exercise. Let's begin. Good. 1. Squeeze. 2. Try to keep the shoulders and hips in alignment. 3. Strong core here. 4. Now think about squeezing the back on the lat row. Good. Squeeze 5, keeping the elbows close to the body. And 6. Good. Just 2 more. 7. And last one. 8. Nice job. Let's get a little stretch here. Stepping forward, just bring the hands behind the back, opening through the heart. And let's get the other side here. Big step forward. All right, last exercise is going to be a push-up plank jack. Here's your preview. 1 push-up and a plank jack. All right, ready, and let's begin. Now these push-ups can be done on your knees. 2. 3. Nice, and 4. Good form on that push-up or go to your knees. 5. Let's get 3 more. 6. 7. Big jack here, and 1 more. 8. Nice work. All right, so let's recover. Take a big step forward. Bring the hands behind the back. Open the heart and breathe. And other side. And we're going to come on up and finish with some balance. I love to add balance to all of my workouts. It's so important for strong core and stability and to avoid future falls. So holding for about 20 seconds on each side here. And other side. All right, nice job. Take a breath in, exhale. So go ahead and grab some water and get ready for circuit 2. All right, moving on to circuit 2, go ahead and grab your weights. And again, I'll preview each exercise. These will be the same exercises. So we're starting with the push press, side squat. Again, this is a preview, and we'll be doing 8 reps. Ready, and let's begin. So big side step. Again, remember to engage the core and control the weight here. Good, this is 3. Big side step, 4. Good, we're halfway here. So heart rate coming up, we're working a lot of muscles at once. This really boosts your metabolism. Good, just a couple more here. Last one, good job. All right, moving on to a lat row, front raise. Again, here's your preview. We hinge from the hips. We row and squeeze the back and then come up, bringing the weight shoulder height and back down. Let's begin, 8 reps. So think about the muscles you're working here, working the lats. Good. And working the anterior delt, so front part of the shoulders on that front raise. Also working the core as you hinge forward. Good, this is 3. Again, 8 total reps. Really focusing on good form throughout the workout. Good, halfway. Good, just 2 more. All right. And let's move on. Third exercise is a lateral raise with a reverse lunge. This is your preview. So the weights are coming up shoulder height, big step back. All right, let's begin. This is 1. Good, 2. So arms are slightly bent. Working the medial delts here, so middle part of the shoulders. We're working the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes. Almost there. All right, nice work. Moving on. Now we're going to the floor here again for that renegade row. So the wrist will be underneath the shoulders, knees under hips. This is your preview. And this can be done with your knees on the floor. If it's too challenging, with the knees off. All right, ready, and let's begin. So rowing, squeezing the back, keeping the shoulders lined up, the hips lined up. Core is turned on. Good, that's 2. 3. Focusing on good form here, 4. Controlling the weight. Squeeze the back, 5. Good, squeeze 6. 7. 1 more each side, squeeze 8. Nice work. All right, recovering here. Just taking a step forward. Bring the hands behind the back, open the heart and breathe. And switching sides. All right, moving on to our last exercise, push-up plank jack. Here's your preview. The push-up can be done on your knees or toes. All right, getting 8 reps. Ready, and let's begin. Push-up 1 and jack. 2. Good form here from the crown of the head to the heels. 3. Core is turned on. 4. Take a big jack there. Big wide jack. 5. Controlling the movement here. 6. Only 2 more. 7. Last one. 8. All right, nice work. Let's recover. So taking a step forward, breathe, open the heart. And other side. All right, coming on up for our balance. And so let's lift that left knee here, holding for 20 seconds. And transitioning to the other side, lifting the knee, holding for 20 seconds. All right, nice work. Take a breath in, exhale. Now workout is complete. Don't forget to cool down and stretch.